Hello friends, in this video presentation I will be showing you a different commands which are used in Hadoop. So for that we have to open our terminal and we have to get into the user where the Hadoop instance has been activated. So switch user. So let me jot down this command. Just a minute. Yeah, switch user, and I have got one user called Swaroop underscore Ameti. Yeah, it will ask me to enter the password. The password is Hadoop. So right now, and let me change the prompt also. Yep. And so right now I'm inside the uh, user Swaroop underscore Ameti where my Hadoop instance has been activated. So now what I will do is that I will get into this particular folder where my all the Hadoop files are there which are required to activate the Hadoop environment. So right now we are in sbin and now we will fire the command called start-dfs.sh. We need to activate this particular file which will start our data node, name node, secondary name node. So the following daemons are going to be activated. It would take a bit of time. Remember, whenever you have to work on Hadoop, you have to get to the following path like user local Hadoop sbin, and then you have to activate this particular daemon or this particular shell script file. See over here, the name node got activated, the data node got activated. Similarly, the secondary name node will also get activated. Secondary name node is getting activated, and after that if you wish to you can fire the jps command to show that what are the daemons that are running in background, and thereafter I will be going for yearn the resource manager. We will fire this following command. So let me copy this command. So these are the steps which we need to do all the time when we have to get into the Hadoop environment. See over here, data node, secondary name node, the following daemons are activated. Now let me paste the file name called start-yearn which will enable our resource manager. Okay, so again we can fire jps command to see all the 6 daemons are working right now. Okay, that's very good. So we can fire our we can copy the URL and we can paste the URL in our browser, and this will activate the environment which through which we will be able to perform or able to see all the different Hadoop files or the data that are going to store. See, it's right now it's activated. Okay, so if we come to the utilities and if we click on the browse the file, we won't be able to see any file over here because right now our HDFS file system is empty. See, there is no data available. So I have got I've created one file where I have jotted down all the commands which are basically required in my Hadoop environment, and I will be copying the command hereafter and I will show it to you guys. Okay, so the following commands are very much required. So let me clear the screen. Yes, it's fine, and we saw that there is no data available in our Hadoop directory, HDFS directory. Okay, so let me copy the first command. We can also, by the way, let me tell you one thing over here. The following commands are very much common command that is present in the Linux environment or the Unix environment. We have seen this command time and again, and from there only these command has been replicated, and we will be using this command which have been very common in the Unix environment. So the first command which you are going to fire is HDFS, DFS. These are the two prefix which we always need to add because we are working on the Hadoop distributed file system, and DFS is the distributed file system, and thereafter we will write the command followed by a hyphen. Okay, and we want to see what is the content of our root directory. So I give the slash over. Obviously there is no directory present, no file present. That's the reason it is showing empty. It has given us the command prompt back. So the first thing what we are going to do is that we will create a directory in the HDFS. So I'm copying the following command, and this command will create a directory. So let me paste the command right over here, and we are creating a directory. See, mkdir is a command that is used in the Unix environment. So I'm saying that create one directory called test under the root directory. So as I hit the enter, and we will be creating this particular directory, and then okay, the directory got created. So now if you come to the browser and if you refresh it, over here you are supposed to see the directory which we have just now created. See over here, I have created a directory called test, and since the directory, that's the reason the D is there. The D represents the directory, and this directory has a read, write, execute permission. And see, the user who is currently working under is the Swaroop underscore Ameti. This is the user. That's the reason the user is shown over here, the super user. This particular user has a privileged super user, and right now there's nothing inside. So this is the date and this is the time. Just now I created this particular directory. You can see the date, time. The replication is 0. We haven't replicated this particular directory. There is no block size because it will be applicable for the files. Okay, so we have created this particular directory, so naturally we can also remove the directory as well. So this is the following command that will remove the directory. Let me execute this command over here. So what is the command? HDFS DFS rmdir remove directory. So as I hit the enter, the following directory will be removed by this particular user, because this user is the one who is the owner. So if I now get back to the browser and if I refresh it once again, so naturally I won't be able to see the directory anymore because it's been deleted. Okay, so that's how we deleted the directory. So let me do one more thing. Now let me create the directory once again, and within the directory we are going to create a file. So let me come back over here and let me paste back the command once again, so that will create the directory within the HDFS Hadoop distributor file system. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a file. So when we are creating a file, this command hyphen touch z is a command that will create a file by the name called demo.txt, and this particular file is going to be an empty file. So let me show you that. Let me show you that. Right click over here, I'm pasting it. So what I'm saying is that create one empty file in the directory test, within the directory test, and by the file name called demo.txt. So that's how the file will be created, and remember this particular file is going to be empty. So now let's come to the browser and let me refresh it once over here. So as you can see over here, we have a directory and the directory is called test. So if I click the test, and remember, we just see the URL. So this is the port number of the HDFS, 570 is the port number. So if we go inside the test, and then see, as I go inside the test, I have a file called demo.txt, and right now if you see, there is no data inside the file. That's the reason it's called, the size is 0 bytes and the replication is 1. If you remember the time when I installed my Hadoop, I set the replication factor to 1, and this is the block size which I showed in the previous presentation. I showed you that when the file are created and they are saved in the data node, they are saved in a blockwise manner, and each block has a size of 128 MB. This is the default block size. So please consult my previous video, and these things will be very clearly, you will be able to follow, because in the presentation I have shown them how that the blocks are been referred over there. So now what I'm going to do is that naturally I have to store some content within the file. Okay, the next command was to remove the file, so we'll do that, but prior before that, let me add some content in that particular file. So add content to an empty file, because the touch command was a command that was used to create a file, but it was empty, there was nothing inside it. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to add data to the file which I have created over here. So let me copy this particular command and let me come back to my terminal. So before I fire the command, I need to modify a bit, because my file is present inside the test. So I need to add this path. So I'm saying that append to file. So I'm saying that I'm going to modify the file. Okay, and it has got two commands. The first thing is that since I'm going to modify it, so I'm given over here a hyphen, and then I've set the destination, where the location of the file exists. So now if I hit the enter, the cursor will blink. Okay, so I'm adding a word over there, and this will count the number of bytes. Suppose I'm adding the name called Amity, just an example. So it has got 5 bytes or 5 letters in the given word, and now I am pressing the control D, and that will terminate my file. So I have added the word Amity, which contains 5 bytes. Okay, isn't that clear? Okay, so let's come back to the browser and let me refresh it once. Previously showing over here 0 bytes. So now I'm supposed to see I have given one enter over there, so a blank space also got added and carriage return got added rather than, so it is 6 byte. So the 5 letters in the word and along with that enter was there, so that makes it altogether 6 byte, and the replication factor is 1, okay, because there is only one copy of this particular file. So that's how I added the data in the file. Okay, we can do one more thing also, that is we can add content from our existing Unix operating system. I mean, this is the Ubuntu operating system. From there also I can add a content to the file. What I mean by that is, suppose there is a file that is already there existing in your Unix operating system. You can copy that content into the existing file which I have just now created. So let me make it clear you too. I will remove the file later on. Okay, let me complete this particular portion. So show the content of if you wish to see the content of the file which you just now created, that also you can do it. So I have to copy this particular command. uh, Let me come back to this terminal over here. I want to see what is there inside the file called test.demo. So let me test hyphen demo.txt. I wish to see what is there. Oh, I didn't this is going to be the cat command, sorry. uh, by mistake possibly I didn't copy the command. So cat space the following thing, and this is supposed to show me the content of the file that is there inside the test directory. See, it's showing me the MAT. So this is the following command that will show you what is the existing content of the directory, of the file that is present inside the directory. Okay, that's clear. Fine. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to append the content of the file. So let me tell you that let's assume that I have a file in my document directory. Okay, so let me go to my documents. So here is my document, and in the document I have a file called example, and this example file has got a content called this is a file. Okay, that's nice. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to copy the content of this path home swaroop document file name is text dot example dot text inside the directory that is there in my HDFS, and that again will be making use of append to file. Okay, so let me come over here. Let me add the command, and slightly we have to make a modification of the path. If you see the command minutely, then you will be able to follow what I'm saying is, so this particular file present in the Ubuntu file system or Unix file system or ext3 file system. Okay, and there is a file called demo.txt that is present inside the HDFS Hadoop distributed file system. So what I want is, I want to copy the content of the file example.txt and append the content of the file demo.txt, and then eventually after a meeting I will be seeing whatever is present inside this particular file. That is what my purpose is. So let me hit the enter now, and let's wait for a while. Let me bring back the command prompt, and here the command prompt is. Now what I can do is that I can copy this particular command, because this command will show me what the file demo.txt content, and now I'm going to see both the lines, first MAT and the second line this is a file. Okay, I hope this particular command made you very clear. So just remember, this particular file is present in the Ubuntu operating system, and it content was present in a file called example.txt, and this is the entire path where the file is existing. So from there it copied the whole content and then it pasted right inside this particular file, and eventually we saw these two statements. Okay, I hope this thing is very clear to you right now. Okay, so that's how the file actually got appended. And remember, we are all working in the HDFS Hadoop file system. Okay, so if I go and refresh now, obviously the number of bytes will be different, because a new line got appended, so it has made it 21 bytes. Okay, I hope you can follow the thing. Okay, so this is how the file is actually present. Okay, it's very nice. Okay, let me come back to the command once again. So what we did over here is that we appended the file that is present inside the directory. Okay, now if you want to remove the file, so this is a command which will remove it. We will do it later on. Okay, let me complete the rest of the other command as well. So what we have done is that we have appended this file. Now what we want to do is that we want to copy a file from the local file system to the HDFS. I mean to say that in Unix there is a file existing and I want to copy that particular file and paste it inside my Hadoop environment. That's what I want to do it. Okay. Now let's do one thing. Let's try out that. Suppose I want to copy this particular file example.txt and I want to paste it inside my test directory. So how can I do that? We have got two ways. One is called copy from local. So this is a particular command is there, copy from local. That means I'm talking about the local operating system and then come back to the HDFS, or we can make use of something called put. So with the help of put also we can do the same thing. So let's try out with this one, and then we'll see the next command again. So I'm copying this. Let me bring it over here. Again, I will bring some modification in the path. So I will copy this particular path from here because this is a file in which I want to work on, and I will remove this particular statement from here. Okay, so let me do it from here. Yes, and this is gone, and now we have to paste the path right over here, paste it. Okay, so let's see what we are doing over here. Imagine I am not suppose I am not adding a name over here. In case if I add a name over here, then this particular file name will be replaced to this particular name. Okay, it's your choice. And imagine I'm not adding a name, I'm keeping it something like this. So that means whatever name this particular file possess, that name is going to be over here. That is what we are going to try. We are going to do it. So let me hit the enter, and the copy from local should work. Actually, yeah, it did. So now what we can do is that we can see what is there inside my test directory. So I can copy this command from here and I can paste it over here, and I can append the word test, and let's see, there are going to be two files. The first file is, yes, demo.txt, and the second file is example.txt. So copy from file really worked out. So we can see that even from the browser also. So let me refresh it. Over here we're supposed to see two files. See, both the files are been shown over here, isn't it? So nice. Okay, now what we can do is we have to execute the second command also, -put. So now we can fire the remove command. So let me copy this command from here and let me paste in the terminal. I will ask you guys to see the video again and again and jot down these commands, and they are very easy to use, nothing complex at all. So test, and now I don't want to delete the demo file, rather I want to delete the example. Okay, fine, no problem. I will just rename it while the copying is going on. So RM stands for remove directory, and see it's saying it has deleted the file demo.txt. So you come to the browser, and if you refresh it, you are not supposed to see the demo.txt anymore, and you will be seeing only, let me refresh it. Yes, see, demo.txt is no longer existing, so it has successfully deleted. So now we will go for another command. Rather than copy from local, we can also use the put command. So let me copy this statement from here and let me bring it back to my terminal. So what I'm saying is, and here is my file, so this is my path. So let me copy the path again, copy it, and let me come over here. Let me remove this particular path from here, and let me paste the path. So here I'm going to paste it, and I want that the name of the file is going to be demo.txt. So let me remove these things. So now I'm going to rename my file. Okay, and let me hit the enter. Remember, already example.txt is there, and I'm copying the file example.txt once again and renaming it to demo.txt. So now if I refresh about a browser, I'm going to see two files, and both the file content size are going to be the same because it's a similar file, right? So number of byte is same. This is what I was referring to. Okay, similarly, just a minute. Let me drink some water. Yeah. Similarly, we can reverse the process. So I can also copy file from HDFS to my local file system. That is also possible. Okay. So just like copy from local, we have got copy to local, and just like put, we also have got get. Okay, so let's try out once and let's see how the thing is working. So this is more like we are copying it. So here we are copying it from the HDFS to the Ubuntu operating system. That is what we are going to do. So let me paste it over here. So let's see what we have got. I'm saying that HDFS get. So this is the target location. So inside the test, I have got a file called demo.txt, and I want to pass it inside my home directory and then by the name called sample. Rather than sample, I don't know whether sample is there or not. Maybe sample is already existing, so I will change it to demo copy. So this is the name I'm giving it, demo copy. I hit the enter. So I'm supposed to see it in my home directory. Yeah, so let's go and check it out. So I get inside my other location, my computer, and inside user, so not user, sorry, home, home, Swaroop Amity. Here, yeah, see over here, the demo copy file is there. And let me see the content. This is the file. Okay, that's what the thing is. Isn't it nice? So this is what I was saying. See, let me remove this file once again. Okay, I won't be able to remove it, so I have to remove it from the terminal, and then I have to get into the user, that is Swaroop underscore Amity, and it's setting the password with Hadoop. Yes, now I can give the command sudo rm demo.txt. Again, it's saying the password, which is Hadoop. Since I get sudo command, yeah, the file is gone. So now what I can do is I can fire that command once again to show you that how the file is coming. So let me have got another command called copy. See, oh, I closed that particular file also. Let me minimize this path, and let me come to the browser where my file is actually located. Here, let me open the file. Yes, so I have got another command called copy to local. So let me use that particular command. Let's come over here. So previous one was get. So let me paste it. I'm writing Hadoop HDFS copy to local, and this is my test, and the file name is demo. So let me demo, and I want to pass in my home directory. So in my home directory, I don't have any file called copy demo copy. So let me remove the file name demo copy. I don't have any file, so prior I hit the enter. Let's go and check it out. I don't have any file called demo copy, so now I'm hitting the enter. I hit the enter, so the file demo copy should be inside my home directory. Okay, let's go and check it out, and here it is, demo copy.txt. So the file is over here. Okay, so you saw that both get and copy to local are of similar kind. Their functionality is both similar. So if you want to count the number of bytes, or basically the size, that also you can do it with du command. So let me copy that and let me bring it to the terminal. Even though if on the browser also we can see it, but still if you want to try out, we can do that also. So demo.txt, I hit the enter, it will show me the number of bytes that is present in the demo.txt file. It's saying 15. In fact, that is what we are seeing even in the browser also. We are seeing the size is 15 bytes. Okay, and copy file within Hadoop HDFS. That means suppose you have a directory called test, and within the test, if you want to copy and paste something, okay, we can also do that. That means we are copying a file within the HDFS file system into some other directory. Okay, but before that we need to create one more thing. We can do it. No need to create a directory directly. We can keep it on the root directory also. That is also possible. So let me close this window and let me bring back over here. So let me paste the command once. So I'm copying it. Let's do one thing. I'm copying the file demo.txt under the root directory, I'm not specifying any folder over here. Just imagine, that means I have a folder called test, within which I have a file called demo.txt, and I want to copy this particular file and present the root directory. So if I go to the browser and let's see, we are inside the test. So I'm removing the test part. I'm hitting the enter. So I will in the root directory. So in the root directory, I just have a folder called test and nothing more than that. I don't have any file over here. Just one directory is over here. So here the file is supposed to get created by the name called demo.txt. So let me hit the enter. So we are copying it. CP stands for copy. MV stands for move. The same thing. It will be like a cut paste. And let's come to the browser and let's refresh it over here. I'm supposed to get the file. See, we have the file called demo.txt. Okay, so we have successfully able to handle cut, paste, move, copy from local file system to HDFS file system and vice versa. We also saw the status. We saw how we can execute this particular environment in HDFS. Remember, we are all working because our file actually being executed, and that is present inside the directory called sbin, which we have seen at the top. Sbin. See over here, we are present inside the sbin. Okay, so now if we have to terminate, we have to go out of Hadoop. So stop all is a file that we have to fire. Stop -all.sh. We have to fire. This will close the name node, the data node, the secondary name node, the resource manager. See, one after the other is stopping. It's stopping the name node first. The data node got stopped. Secondary name node will also be stopped after that. One after the other, all the daemons are been stopped. The name node got stopped. Secondary name node also got stopped. Resource managers will be stopped, and thereafter we won't be able to see this particular environment through which we were seeing all the files. See, we have stopped the yarn, the resource manager, everything is getting stopped one after the other. So remember, whenever you are going to fire your Hadoop commands, so first you have to activate those two files. And thereafter you will be able to use this particular environment in the browser. So if I refresh, the page won't be found anymore because my Hadoop has been shut down. So I believe these commands, if you just follow them one after the other, you will be very easily able to perform the Hadoop commands. And in my next video, I will be talking a bit more about map reduce, and that is something very important. So do keep watching my video. Until my next video, have a nice time. Thank you.